Here's a recap of your markets on this Thursday, the 3rd day of April. We did see some feedlot trades start to develop on Thursday afternoon. We'll talk about that here in just a bit, but first we'll start off with some of our tracking measures. Missouri Stocker Formula, based roughly on a 550-pound steer in the state of Missouri, set a new record once again, 373.02. The CME Feeder Cattle Index, based roughly on an 800-pound steer up through the 12-state feeding region, also set a new record with the latest index reported at 291.93. As we mentioned this morning, auctions around this state today, pretty light offerings. Mid-Missouri stockyards, they're going to end up with about 600 head. Don't have their total final report in, but it is pretty close, so we'll take a look at the way things sold there in Lebanon today. The steers, medium and large ones, 400 to 500 pounds at 377.5 to 435, 5 to 6 weights at 335 to 385, 6 to 7 weights at 305 to 345, some 7 to 725 pound steers at $299 to $300. 19 head of steers, 848 pounds, brought $271. The feeder heifers, 400 to 500 pounds, $391 to $408. 5 to 6 weights at $296 to $350. 6 to 7 weights at $269 to $315. 7 to 750 pound heifers at $274 to $287. Box beef cutout values, choice lost $1.53 at $338.37. Select at $317.84, down 99. Those values based on 131 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. And the choice select spread at $20.53. Negotiated feedlot trade, as of the 2 o'clock cutoff time on Thursday, about 12,500 head reported. Those live sales in the South, $1 to $2 lower if the prices that we have on this live volume end up setting the trend for the week. In the North, the live sales steady to $1 lower on light trade so far. The dress sales mostly steady. In Texas, 816 head reported at $208.50 mostly. Kansas, about 1,000 head, $208 live, $335 dress. Iowa reported about 3,700 head, $212 to $213 live, dress sales at $335 to $345. In Nebraska, they've reported about 4,000 head, live sales at $213, dress sales at $335 to $345. Taking a look at the futures markets on the Mercantile Exchange, whole lot of red here today. The futures markets, both on livestock and grain, just had a pretty rough day in response to the tariffs. We knew it was going to be a very volatile week this week, and that sure enough has occurred. Live cattle in April, 208.05, down 232. June at 204.70, down 207. August at 201.17, down 275. Feeder cattle, April, 285.40, down 347. May, $4.80 lower at 283.12. August, 289.30, down 440. Lean hogs, April, 7 cents lower, 287.37. May at 288.57, down 55. June at 95.55, down 97. Turning our attention to the grain markets at the elevators around the state today, soybeans were 17 to 18 cents lower, wheat 3 to 5 lower, corn steady to a penny higher. Corn bids at the elevators in St. Louis, 475 to 476, Kinsey 417 to 452. Soybean bids in St. Louis, 1027 to 1030, Kinsey 956 to 1021. Wheat bids in St. Louis, 524 to 530, and Kansas City at 516. On the board of trade, corn contracts. May, 1/4 cent lower, 457.5. July, 1/4 cent higher, 465.5. September down 1 3/4 at 439. Soybeans for May down 18, 1011.5. July down 18 3/4 at 1026.25. August at 1024.5, down 18 3/4. Wheat contracts, May at 536, down 3 1/4. July 550, down 2 3/4. September at 565 1/4, down 2 3/4. Soybean meal, the May contract, $2.88 a ton. That's up 80 cents. Soybean oil for May down $1.44 a hundredweight at 47.06. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets for Thursday. This is Tony Hancock.